So if you own a holiday home, I'm willing to bet you've asked yourself this question at some point. Is it finally time to break up with my management agency? Well, today, we're going to dig in and help you find that answer.
Yeah, this is a real post from a property owner, and it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? That feeling of frustration. You're just breaking even, the off-season bookings are a disaster, maintenance is always a reaction, never a plan. It's a super common story. If any of that sounds familiar, then you are definitely in the right place.
Okay, but before you make any huge moves, let's get one thing straight. Is your agency actually underperforming, or is it just a rough patch? Let's look at the red flags to watch for.
So what are those classic warning signs? Maybe it's your place sitting empty for weeks during the off-season, or maybe it's that maintenance only happens after a guest complains loudly. But I think the biggest red flag of all is this. You're paying a premium for peace of mind, but you're still stressed out. That's the real gut check. That's when you know something is just not right.
And when we say premium, what are we really talking about? Well, agencies typically charge anywhere between 20 and 30% commission. I mean, that is a significant chunk of your rental income.
Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question. Are you actually getting 20 to 30% worth of value back in service and bookings? Is that fee really buying you that peace of mind? Just take a second and really honestly think about that.
All right, so if you've done some soul searching and decided the value just isn't there, what's next? Well, the good news is you have options. Let's break down the 3 main paths you can take from here. Now, what I love about this is how clearly it lays out the trade-offs. Look, you can find a new agency, and hopefully a better one, that's low effort for you, but it's still high cost and pretty low control. Or you could flip the script completely and self-manage. That gives you high control and low cost, but yeah, it's a big time commitment. Or there's that sweet spot right in the middle. And this is the hybrid model. For a lot of owners, this is really the best of both worlds. You use some smart software to handle all the admin and marketing, and you team up with a trusted local person for all the on-the-ground support. It's all about finding that perfect balance between your control, your income, and of course, your time. So if that hybrid or even the full self-management route sounds tempting, you're going to need the right tools for the job. And that's what this next section is all about, your self-management toolkit. First up, let's talk about the technology. This is basically what replaces the agency's entire back-office operation. It's the engine room. Modern property management software it's incredibly powerful. We're not just talking about taking bookings. It connects you to all the big channels like Airbnb and Vrbo. It automatically syncs your calendars so you never get those dreaded double bookings. It handles guest emails, and it even helps you coordinate with your cleaners. It pretty much becomes your digital command center. But, technology is amazing, but it can't fix a leaky tap at 2 a.m. or greet a guest with a warm smile. You still need that human touch on the ground. Which brings us to the second part of your toolkit, the people.
Your go-to person is your local champion, your eyes and ears. They handle all the physical stuff, meeting guests, dealing with those urgent issues that pop up, and managing the cleaning. And look, this doesn't have to be some full-blown property manager. It could be a trusted cleaner who wants more responsibility, or maybe a co-host you find in a local group. The key is that they're reliable and you have a really clear agreement with them.
Okay, so you've assessed the problem, you've chosen your new path. Now for the big one. How do you actually do it? This section is your practical, step-by-step checklist for making the switch smoothly and professionally.
Here's the game plan. It might seem like a lot, but it really just boils down to 4 key stages. Digging into your contract, planning your new online presence, getting all the keys and codes to your own property, and getting your hands on your historical data. Let's zoom in on a couple of these.
Your absolute #1 first step is to go find that contract. Seriously, you need to know your notice period and if there are any termination fees, just to avoid any nasty surprises. And crucially, get it in writing who is handling the existing bookings during that handover period. This one little step can save you so much confusion and headache.
And here's something that owners almost always forget to ask until it's way, way too late. What on earth happens to all those amazing glowing reviews you've worked so hard to get?
Okay, listen up, because this is critical. If your property is listed under the agency's account, those reviews could just vanish forever when they close it. You have to talk to both the channel, like Airbnb, and your agency about any transfer options. If they say no, don't panic. At the absolute very least, copy and paste the text of every single review so you can use them as testimonials later on.
All right, let's cover those final handover tasks. This is all about making sure you have complete control, both physical and digital, from day one of your new start.
This is your final checklist right before that contract officially ends. Get every physical key, every remote, get all the digital codes, and this is so important. Insist on getting 12 to 24 months of your booking data reports. That data is absolute gold. It's your blueprint for pricing, and it's the benchmark you'll use to prove to yourself how much better you're doing.
And one final piece of advice, which is just smart business, really. No matter how frustrated you might be, try your best to leave on good terms. Keep your emails and conversations professional and polite. You just never know when you might need something from them down the line. Don't burn bridges.
So as we wrap things up, it really all comes down to this one question. Is your property management setup truly working for you, adding value, giving you freedom? Or have you somehow ended up working for it, stressed, frustrated, and just scraping by? The choice, and now the tools to make a change, are completely in your hands.